This is Alexander Playtime Williams of PlayTimeCares.com.
What's up, world? This is Alexander Playtime Williams of PlayTimeCares.com. Here go my full Raw recap from February 29th, 2016, Leap Year Day. This one came out of Nashville, Tennessee, and you had the usual suspects as commentators. You had JBL, Michael Cole, and Byron Saxton. So they started off with a Raw recap of, Triple H beating up and bloodying up Roman Reigns from last week, and, Triple H, busting his nose wide open. Triple H comes to the ring, and then, of course, they're going to show photos of Roman Reigns post surgery with the bandages all over his nose, stuff like that, and sitting pretty much saying that nobody should challenge authority, and Roman Reigns is learning that he shouldn't challenge authority, and Dean Ambrose comes out, and then he pretty much tells Triple H that, hey, got a message from Roman Reigns. He said he's coming for you. You know what that means. I don't have to explain that. But also, I want to ask you a question. He had pretty much said, hey, are you scared of me? Were you out of all of the people in the triple threat match, I'm the person that worried you the most? And he pretty much said, if you're not, then give me a title shot. Roman Reigns earned a chance to make it to WrestleMania to face the champ, but nobody said you had to be the champ. So give me a title match. So Triple H laughed at him like, whatever, scared of you. He was like, you know what? I give you an answer by the end of the night. But first, you got a match with Alberto Del Rio, and you better hope that the League of Nations don't join in and just whoop up on you. So that was that. So you had your first match. It's the number one contender Divas title match. Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks. And of course, you're going to have Charlotte and Ric Flair at the announcers table watching to see who's going to win the match. Back and forth action. I thought it was kind of low speed for both of those competitors, these NXT veterans, kind of low speed for them. But it ended up with both of the ladies getting pinned. They pinned each other. So the match ended in a draw. And the crowd started chanting for a triple threat match. So that match was actually about a 2 out of 5, just the average match. So the Wyatt family was shown on the screen, and Bray Wyatt cut a promo pretty much saying that maybe he's insane, or maybe he just have the brain that can save the world. He said, but either you're gonna join them or you're gonna get conquered. And that was it. So your second match was Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz, and then they did a Raw recap from last week that during the pre-show, The Miz pretty much said he got tired of hearing The Miz talk about all the stuff he used to do and headline a WrestleMania from the past, and that he's not even sure if he should even be a superstar anymore. So they had the match, and it actually ended up being a really, really quick match. And The Miz actually ended up pulling off that pin victory and rolled out the ring. Hey, match was a 2 out of 5, just an average match. So you did. They had a cutaway of Shane McMahon coming back on Raw, and then him getting put into a match against The Undertaker at WrestleMania, where it'll be a Hell in a Cell match, and if Shane McMahon win, he gets control of Raw and essentially the WWE. So they just laid out that whole thing. So the next thing that they showed was that Vince's Cade McMahon, memorial, award of excellence sitting in the middle of the ring. And Stephanie comes out and essentially say that, she's deserving of the award. Shane McMahon, she doesn't understand why people support him because he's abandoned the organization for 7 years. And it would make her sick to actually be under the rule of her brother when it was her and her husband that essentially have been keeping the WWE afloat since Shane McMahon haven't been there. So she hopes that The Undertaker destroys him at WrestleMania. Third match is the Lucha Dragons versus Rusev and Sheamus. The League of Nations is too big and too strong to keep fighting cruiserweights. WWE, get a cruiserweight division. Those guys aren't believable that they can beat the League of Nations. Long story short, they destroyed the Lucha Dragons. It was a decent match, and they made it seem like, they do have a shot. But no, they was too big, too strong. Boom. Pin victory for the League of Nations. And Del Rio, just for fun, put Kalisto on the turnbuckle and stomped in his chest. Match was a 2 out of 5. they then cut over to Natalia and asked her how she keep her body so tight and how she looks so good. And she cut a Subway promo. Thought that was pretty cool. Um, and then they did a recap of Triple H and Dean Ambrose interaction that they had in the ring that led to Dean Ambrose having a match versus Alberto Del Rio later on. And your fourth match was actually Ryback versus Adam Rose with the Social Outcasts by ringside. And Ryback just beat that boy unmercifully and then just walked out the ring. It wasn't a fast match. It wasn't a competitive match. Ryback was ultra aggressive to the point to where the referee had to pull him off of Adam Rose. That match was a 2 out of 5. And then they did a Raw recap from last week where Dean Ambrose Dean Ambrose came in and drove in the ambulance to ask Brock Lesnar for his WrestleMania match, where it'd be a no holds barred street fight. And just how that whole thing transpired. So your fifth match was actually the New Day versus Y2AJ, which is AJ Styles and Chris Jericho, Y2J. They did a SmackDown recap of Y2AJ and Mark Henry beating the New Day. And then they got the match going, this back and forth action, and they kept the crowd entertained. This was the first time I actually really saw the crowd being energized and into the match. And Coffee went for a Trouble in Paradise, but Chris Jericho caught his legs and then put him in the walls of Jericho. Submission victory. That was a wrap. Then Y2AJ pretty much issued a challenge for the titles next Raw. So that match was actually a 3 out of 5, an entertaining match with some good points, and it was an average match, but it did have some high points in it. So Vince McMahon comes out and he explained what would happen if Shane actually does win the WrestleMania match, how it would they would lose control of the WWE, and how Stephanie and Triple H and all them would have to just bow down with Shane do. They probably put Vince McMahon on the sidelines to never be heard of again. Crowd obviously enjoyed that, but then he said that's why he had the Undertaker. The Undertaker is pretty much his assurance that he'll remain in power. Undertaker comes out, gets in the ring. Vince McMahon goes to talk. Boom! He grabs Vince McMahon by the throat and say, "Hey, once that door closed, your son's blood is gonna be on your hands, not mine." And then he walked out. So Vince McMahon pretty much was, drunk a little water and then got back on the microphone, was like, selling the throat grab, and said that Shane McMahon is no longer, even though he love him, he's going to write him out of the will. He's no longer going to have that inheritance, and he's just an SOB. He's no longer his son. He's just an SOB. So then they did a Raw recap from 3 weeks ago when the Dudley Boys surprisingly turned on the Usos and attacked them and put them through tables. So, of course, your sixth match is going to be the Jey Uso versus Bubba Dudley. And that was a short match. And, of course, Devon, he paid back Bubba when Devon was wrestling Jimmy Uso. Bubba grabbed the table to cause interference, and then they ended up winning the match. Well, Devon did the exact same thing. Grabbed the table, caused Jimmy to come over and attack him, which, Jay had to sit there and interfere and blah, blah, blah. And when he ended up getting back in the ring, Bubba was able to put him in a Bubba bomb and get the pin victory. Match was a 2 out of 5. Goldust is shown coming to R-Truth, and R-Truth just stopped him straight up and told him, "Look, it ain't gonna happen. Stop asking me all that type of stuff." Then Goldust hit him with the puppy eyes and walked away. And then R-Truth was like, "Oh man, oh." So you never know. Seventh match, you got Kevin Owens versus the Big Show, which is a rematch where Kevin Owens knocked the Big Show off the top rope, causing the Big Show to hit his private areas on the rope, fall out the ring, count out victory. Well, this was a quick match, and the Big Show caused Kevin Owens to fall off off of the top rope, hit his private areas on the ropes, and then the Big Show got a count out victory, and he laughed at him. Match was a 2 out of 5. Brie Bella has interviewed about her upcoming match with Naomi, but Lana comes and she interferes and ruins the interview and pretty much said that her husband worthless, her sister worthless, she worthless, all that type of stuff. She said the only reason why the universe even cheers for Bree in Bree mode is because they feel sorry for her. It's pity cheers. And Bree was pretty much the whole line of, look, unless you're gonna get in the ring, you can stop talking. I'm not even trying to hear you. Then she throw a couple of insults at Rusev, calling him a hairy bear and stuff like that, and say he need to shave his back. So eighth match is obviously gonna be Brie Bella versus Naomi. And this match had a lot of potential, but unfortunately, Brie isn't a very high octane type wrestler. Naomi showed off. Naomi was really good. She was aggressive the entire match, and but to me, the ringside, it really wasn't gonna happen that Brie was gonna win. So Naomi ended up putting Brie Bella in the submission hold, got a submission win, and then Lana came out to the top of the entrance ramp, and then just pretty much gave her the sarcastic claps, taunting her. So the next thing they did, they cut away to the next Hall of Fame entrance, entries, and that's actually the Fabulous Freebirds. Go take a look at them on the WWE Network. They actually were pretty good. That was a good, quartet of people. I believe that should be the second quartet coming in, of course, after the Four Horsemen. The Four Horsemen, they were who they were. You know what I'm saying? Four Horsemen. But the Fabulous Freebirds, congratulations to them getting to the Hall of Fame. Then they did a recap of the number one contenders match for the Divas title, and they cut away to Becky and Sasha talking about, "Hey, I could have beat you if I had one more minute. Hey, I could have beat you if I had one more minute." They're going back and forth, and Charlotte shows up with Ric Flair and say, "Look, y'all get a rematch on I believe it's SmackDown. You know, somebody become the number one contender because at WrestleMania, at my first WrestleMania, I'm gonna beat whoever it is anyway. So somebody step up and win this match." So, of course, they had to go and do a recap of Vince McMahon saying that he's denouncing Shane O'Mac and his heritage, and him calling him a SOB, but not shortening it up, calling the whole thing. And your ninth and final match was Dean Ambrose versus Alberto Del Rio. And Dean Ambrose is already injured from Brock Lesnar attacking him, so Del Rio just pretty much punished the boy. But Dean Ambrose wouldn't stay down, or he wouldn't stay out the ring, or he just kept getting back, kept getting more punishment. As soon as it looked like Dean Ambrose might actually turn the tides, Triple H came out, and Dean Ambrose looking at him. Triple H just came to the ring, then pointed to the League of Nations. League of Nations came in there and just started whooping on him. Boom. Dean Ambrose got a disqualification victory. It's about the matches, average matches, a 2 out of 5. In the League of Nations, they leave Dean Ambrose in the ring. Triple H grab a microphone and is like, "Look, stop challenging authority. You can't win." Dean Ambrose attacked Triple H. Triple H pedigrees him, walks out the ring. Then Ambrose get a microphone, and he just breathing in it hard, and he's like, and Triple H was like, "You want a match with me that bad where you attack me? You got it." So he walks out the ring. Then Ambrose finds his way to a mic. He's laying in the ring with the mic behind him. He's breathing hard. He's like, "Triple H." Triple H turn around. "Thanks." Triple H get pissed off with him, still joking. Run down to the ring. Throw Dean Ambrose out the ring. Whoop him outside the ring. Put him on the table. Start hammering him in his head. And he start taking the monitors out of the announcer's table. He throws Byron Saxton into over the announcer's table, roughed him up. And it wasn't until the referees pulled Triple H off of Dean Ambrose were they actually able to stop him. Then Triple H grabbed the World Heavyweight title and went in the back. But Dean Ambrose got what he wanted. He got the titles match. So that was your full Raw recap. Not really that good of a Raw, but I mean, it is what it is. It squares in 9 matches. Hey, the matches don't really make sense. They should be building momentum towards WrestleMania, but a lot of the matches don't even mean anything. Hopefully WrestleMania won't suffer because of the poor writing. Follow me on everything. I'm always Playtime Cares. Hey, keep giving me these thumbs up. Give me these thumbs down. Give me the comments. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my website so I can give you a variety of things. And Playtime Cares. Everything. Follow me. Tell your friends to follow me. Tell your mama and them to follow me. Playtime out.